Hello, my loves, and welcome to the Carter Love Talk Show. All right, this episode is the power of touch. Before we dive in, make sure that you like, subscribe, and hit that little bell so you be notified every time I post a video. Today we have Ray here with us, and y'all know how we like to do the show. We have to start off with how we met. So I met Ray like 3 years ago at a photo shoot. Um,
2 years ago, first of all.
what? 2 years
Two
ago?
years
Okay, 2 years ago. My goodness. So met Ray 2 years ago at a photo shoot. And I had fun at the photo shoot. It was a lot, there was a lot going on. I had fun because I felt like I got to pretend like I was Beyonce. So that was fun for me. Also, it was
ago.
my first time modeling with a guy, so I was like, okay, I might be, doing some growth here. So that was how we met 2 years ago.
Honestly, like looking back at that now, I do kind of feel bad that your first time modeling with a guy wasn't the best. Um, it wasn't the best photo shoot that I've had. It was like you said, there was a lot going on that day, and just everything that it went in to actually even get the little of that shoot that we did. I kind of like looking back at it now. I feel bad that it was your first time modeling with a guy because that wasn't a good shoot for me. That was not a good shoot for me.
I know. I kind of wish it was different too, just because me now, the way I am now, I usually will connect with people. Like if I'm modeling with someone, if whoever's on the team, right? So the other models, photographers, makeup artists, I connect with them to get feedback, so how I can be better. And like since we're friends now, I was able to talk to you, and I didn't know I didn't realize how stiff I was being. You know what I mean? But after we were able to have that conversation, so I wouldn't have known. You know what I mean? Like that would have helped me in other shoots with males, even though I still haven't modeled. I don't think I've modeled with any more males after that shoot, but still going forward. I didn't realize that I was being stiff in that shoot.
Yeah, you was just a little distant. You know what I'm saying for what we was trying to portray, and what ended up like coming out on camera. It was like, okay, I'm here, but I ain't really here. Like I'm over here,
Yes.
but I'm still here at the same time.
Yeah, I joke around with my friends because it looks like so the image where you're laying on the couch and I'm sitting next to you, it looks like you're in trouble. Like, and when we get home, you sleeping on the couch.
But like
But it's
if you look at the distance that was between us, you had me questioning like, do I have a cooties or some shit? Like what's going on?
breakfast funky as fuck. No, just kidding. I'm
Never
just
that.
kidding.
Never that.
Never that. Okay, whatever. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, so that was definitely like I said, it was definitely an experience for sure.
The
But
next the
that kind of
next shoot- the next photo shoot together will be better.
yes, for sure, for sure. I think I've done enough individual growth, and then also I think that just again having the feedback from you the first time, because that's the industry that we're in, but just because the industry that we're in, a lot of people still aren't comfortable, and it wasn't like we had those conversations ahead of time either. You know what I mean? Like some people if you like when you're with an agency, there's like a list of things that you have to tell people what you're okay with and what you're not okay with. So when you get booked for gigs, you know that. In this like local modeling, you don't get that. You just kind of get thrown in there.
Yeah, nah, for real.
Yeah, yeah. So diving into the interview, what does it mean for you to stay true to yourself, both as a man and as a creative?
Both as a man and as a creative.
Yes.
Um, as a creative, you kind of gotta now that I've been into the modeling industry for a few years and whatnot, and just seeing a lot of content creators coming up and everything like that, you kind of it's a weird space to be in. Like you make content, or at least the idea is to make content that you like and that you think is dope, and you put it out there in hopes that other people will think the same thing and
Hmm.
whatnot. But in this whole age of going viral and whatnot, we see a lot of people doing a lot of shit for just dumb shit just to get
Yeah. Yeah.
attention. You know what I'm saying? So staying true to you as a creative is just knowing your vision, knowing what you want to put out there into the world, and regardless whether the likes and the clicks come to it, like come from it and everything like that, you got to stay true to that. You know, you at the end of the day, you got to say, okay, well, I like this. I really don't care. Like, it's cool if you do like it, but at the end of the day, I made this for me. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I made this because I thought it was dope. I made this because I had fun with it. I made this because I'm trying to portray myself in this light. You know, and regardless of what other people around you are doing, you can't stray away from that just because you're not getting the recognition that you might want.
Hmm.
And as a man, oof, man, nah, as a man, it really that's a hard one to ask. Honestly, you just gotta not really give a fuck. Like, that's like no, I'm being real because
Yeah. Yeah.
you have so many people around you, especially now in today's age. Like everybody around you is trying to tell you what a man should be, what a man shouldn't be, and everything like that. Like what masculinity looks like as a whole.
Yes.
But if you look at how our fathers and grandfathers and great grandfathers are raised, and you look at the men of today, it's completely night and day.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like the men of today can't even begin to compare it to the men back then. Like masculinity wasn't at an all time high. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You didn't get ridiculed and looked at sideways for doing what a man is supposed to do. So me, I was raised by my granddaddy, you know, very old school man, army vet and everything. So a lot of about me is kind of old school, you
Hmm.
know. In today's age with everything that's going on in mainstream and whatnot, I find myself really holding on tighter to his teachings every single day and
Hmm.
whatnot. Um, and then now having a son, you know, even more so, you know, because I want him to have the same to have the same values instilled in him that I had in
Yeah. Yeah. For sure. And I feel like I see that a lot too, is like you said, there's not a lot of men like your grandfather. Well, in my experience, right? I can only speak from my experience, but I think it's awesome that you have those teachings and you hang on to them. And so with all the different transitions we go through in life, how do you stay grounded in that? Like how do you stay like not giving a fuck?
me.
Like you know what I mean? Like so that you can be grounded in who you are and what you want and who you want to be for your son.
I mean, every man, every woman is gonna be different and
Of course.
whatnot. I'm big on going back to my roots and everything like that. Florida born and bred and everything to the core of me. Like regardless of where I move at, um, I'm a Florida boy at its truest form. Um, but it's really staying true to the mission. You know, like growing up, the things that my granddad instilled in me and everything like that put me on a certain type of path. And yeah, even though he's not here anymore and everything like that, I still hear his voice in my ear all the time. Like anytime I come up with like different situations or different decisions that I have to make in life, I still hear his voice in the back of my head and that little black pickup truck that he used to drive around in and everything. And it's crazy because like now I just turned 32, and now like as a man having a kid and everything like that, I never knew how much I was paying attention to my granddad
Yeah.
un- until I was put in like certain situations. And
Yeah.
it's almost like when I'm going through it, I can kind of feel and hear him saying like, "Nah, nah, 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 nah. That
Yeah.
ain't that ain't what I taught you. You want some?" My granddad don't cuss, but I'm narrating like, "You want some bullshit right now? Like, let's go back this way."
Mhm.
But it's been a fun learning experience
Mhm.
um, overall, and yeah, man. Like I said, it's just staying true to the path. Staying true to the
Yeah.
cause. Like always looking at the end goal.
Mhm.
Even though life is forever ongoing and everything like that, you still have to have that end goal in your mind every single day.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. I feel like for me, it's similar. It's focusing on my why, and then instead of I didn't get the opportunity to have such a positive voice like that, so I had to create one. So the affirmations kind of find me when I need them, with those, when I have those moments. So I think it's awesome that you have that, but also it's something that people can apply to their own lives. Focus on the goal, focus on the end goal, and keep going. But so for the next question, how do you define leadership as a man?
Um, Honestly, it's a privilege. A lot of men nowadays kind of think that leadership is um something that's automatic just because they're a man, and they automatically think like, oh, a woman is supposed to follow my lead and everything like that. But you have to really understand. You got to ask yourself when you're in a relationship or anytime. You don't even got to be in a relationship. Anytime you're in any type of dynamic where you have people that's following you in any type of way, you gotta take it. You gotta really look at yourself in the mirror and think, are you worth following? Like it's
Yeah.
really it's a privilege to have people like in your corner, and they believe in you so much that they're willing to listen to everything that you say. They're willing to follow everything that you do. Um, but being a good leader is really just being a good listener.
Hmm.
And again, that's something that my granddaddy taught me. Um, because you don't look at the people that's on that walk with you and everything like that. You don't look at them as subordinates. You look at them and you come to terms that, oh, I'm actually here to serve these people.
Hmm.
You have to look at and you have to listen to all the different wants and needs of every single person because they're all different in many different ways. And you have to be able to put all of them in the best position to succeed in whatever that is.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that really starts with obviously you making yourself your own priority, making sure that you're good every single day, day in, day out, which is extremely hard to do as a man, believe
Yes.
it or not. Just because most men, we're not used to getting that pat on the back. We're not used to people saying, "Good job. I'm proud of you. I believe in you." It's great when we do hear it and
Yeah.
everything. Um, but yeah, that's something that you might get as a kid and everything. But once you get a certain point as an adult and whatnot, like that praise stops coming.
Hmm.
Everybody kind of thinks that everything that you do, like you're supposed to do it because you're a man. You
Yeah.
know, and in a way, they are right and whatnot. Like if you're put in a place of responsibility, you're supposed to step up to that plate and take care of whatever it is and whatnot. But yeah, leadership as a whole um, it can be a burden at times. Um, I won't lie to you about that. It definitely can be. It's you have to be able to carry the weight of the world on your shoulders,
Hmm.
and at the end of the day, you got to be able to carry that weight and smile about it.
For sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. So what would you say are like the key qualities that separate healthy masculinity from performative masculinity?
you said healthy from performance.
Yes.
Um, Performance is just. I feel like that's more transactional.
Hmm.
Are you doing certain things or are you saying certain things just to get, the approval of somebody? Or are you doing it just because you know that you need to do it or you have to do it or you get to do it?
Hmm.
Um, so I think that's probably the biggest thing and everything like that. Like the real men don't need we don't look at things as transactional. We don't look at it as okay, I do this and you do this. You do this
Hmm.
and I do this and everything like that. That can be a very toxic environment to be in because
Hmm.
once that transaction stops, then everything that you're doing stops.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
but yeah, to to live in that true healthy masculinity and everything, it's being patient, it's being loyal, it's being stern. Um,
Hmm.
it's being given. You know, um, it's, it's so many words that I can throw into it, but
Yeah.
it's doing everything that needs to be done, and at the end of the day, knowing you're not going to get thanked for it or anything like that. But at the end of the day, you have to
Hmm.
do it today. You got to do it tomorrow. You got to do it the next day, and the next day, and the next day, and your pat on the back is kind of seeing the people around you happy,
Hmm.
seeing them fulfilled, seeing them satisfied and going off to do great things in life,
Yes.
and whatever the case may be. But yeah, that's probably what I'll say the biggest difference is.
Yeah. Yeah. I can agree with that. So as we shift into talking more about massage therapy, um, I want to I want to talk a little bit about your business before we dive into those questions. So, can you tell us a little bit more about King's Touch?
Yeah, so King's Touch is a rebirth of Ray's Fitness and Therapy. Um, Ray's Fitness and Therapy is pretty much kind of something that I started back in high school. Well, not back in high school, back in college. Um, sorry, back in college, and honestly, it really kind of started out of nowhere. Like it came from me being hurt in the weight room and the therapy room all the time, getting treatment, trying to get back healthy, trying to get back on the field. Um, and a small group of women seeing what I was doing, wanted some help in the gym. Me obviously not knowing how to train anybody else other than like the way that I'm trained, which is as an athlete. To doing my research about it, about the different body types, the different progressions on, you know, where this person should start, this person should start, and then kind of like building from there. I started off with a group of three women in a very small, cramped, hot weight room at Contra Costa, and soon after that turned into a class of 25 plus on the weight room and on the outside on the track before football practice, all while I was injured and everything. And The therapy part came from, anytime they got hurt or they were sore or anything like that. Um, the work that my mom did with me and my siblings, and pretty much in every sport that I did and whatnot, she was our therapist. She did a little massage therapy school, but never got to finish because she had my older sister. And again, without even knowing, I picked up a lot of what she was doing for us and everything like that, and I was able to, share that with other people and whatnot, and then learned a few things about myself when it came to just therapy and helping people overall. But yeah, after COVID, had to pretty much reinvent everything. Um, did some rebranding, wanted to change the name. My manager, um, Ashley, came up with the brand that you guys will see. I came up with the name, obviously King's Touch, and I kind of wanted to play into just being treated like royalty. That's like my mom
Hmm.
is big on that. She sends us messages all the time, like remember you're royalty. Remember who you are, where you come from, the things that you was taught and whatnot. And when you think about it, every single time you go to, let's say, like a spa and everything like that, you want to be treated like you're the only person that matters at that time.
Yeah.
You
Hmm.
know what I'm saying? So I really wanted to play into that, because I do look at myself as royalty. I do look at myself as a king. So yeah, when you come to me and everything, you're treated as such.
Yes.
You are the
Hmm.
only person that matters at that time. Every single thing that I do is catered completely around you, to your wants and to your needs and everything like that. From the atmosphere that I set, to the different scents that I'll use, to the different oils and um, everything else like that goes into it, into the techniques and everything. Like the techniques that I use. Obviously, yes, I went to school. I learned a lot of different things, but um, I know how to critique and pretty much like
Hmm.
twist things and make them my own and everything. So the massages and everything that you'll do with me isn't something that you'll go to your regular spa and get and everything. This is something completely outside of the box, um, 100% around my clients and my family, everybody that I'll be working with and whatnot. And yes, when you come to me, you are family, you are a king, you are a queen, prince, princess, whatever you are, and everything like that. I want to treat you as
Awesome. Awesome. Love it. So, because you are, you know, massage therapy is more than physical. It's, emotional, and some might even say spiritual. So you're holding a safe space for healing others. So how do you stay grounded in the midst of that?
that. It goes back to what I was saying earlier. Making sure that I have a I have a kid and everything like that. He's, yes, top priority of mine, but the number one priority still in my life, will always be in my life, regardless of who was in it, is myself. And
Hmm.
that's something that I think a lot of, especially a lot of parents, I think that's something that they definitely get away from and whatnot, which is
Hmm.
understandable. You have a kid
For
and you want
sure.
to put them at the front of the line, but you have to understand that you can't give something that you yourself don't have.
Hmm.
So if I'm trying to give you peace and tranquility and relaxation, if I don't have that within myself, because touch is such a, like you said, like such a spiritual exchange, regardless of how you're touching that person, energy is being exchanged through that touch and whatnot. So
Hmm.
if I'm myself, if I'm not good, then you're gonna feel that. You're gonna feel
Yeah.
it in every single thing I do, the way I talk to you, the way I'm walking, I carry myself, whatever the case may be. So, meditation, um, taking time to myself and whatnot, like you said, staying grounded, um, making sure I connect with nature and, all the energy around me and everything. Um, that all goes into my daily life, especially even more so on days where I do have to go work with somebody and
Hmm.
everything. If I kind of feel like maybe I had like a rough long day the day before and everything like that, the night before I see you, I'm gonna make sure that I get everything out that I need to, and then I'm gonna make sure I
Hmm.
wake up and do the same exact thing. So by the time I get to you and everything, I get set up. I take a good 2 to 3 minutes to myself and everything like that while you're getting ready and whatnot. And then, yeah, by the time I get to you and we get to talking and everything like that, I'm good to go.
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. So that actually kind of leads us into the last question, which is how do you view the power of touch as a form of healing, not just physically, but also emotionally and spiritually?
How I view it,
How do you view it? Just like your definition, but you did just like I said, you it led us into that question because you just said it was energy and it's an energy exchange.
um, I don't think people really understand the power that just the human body has in itself. Like we run off of frequency
Hmm.
and everything. Um, so constantly speaking life into yourself, um, to like, everything that you say, everything that you do, the people that you hang yourself around, your thoughts, that all kind of feeds into who you are and the energy that you give off. So to me, just touching itself is, or at least it should be it should be something healing. You
Hmm.
know, you can, let's say, have a traumatic relationship and everything like that, and let's say the way that you view intimacy with somebody can be completely thrown off.
Hmm.
But if you get around the right person, they can completely change your mind based off of how they proceed with you.
Yeah,
You have to do things for the right reason. You have to do things like I'm a very intentional person.
yeah,
Nothing that I do is by accident. Um, so yeah, when I'm working with anybody or just even in my daily life and everything, I want to make sure I'm always the best version of myself because
yeah.
you never know what the next person is going through, and you never know what the right words or the right look, the right touch, the right thoughts, like just the right energy in it, like as a whole. You never know how that can impact somebody's life.
Exactly, exactly, 100%. So, with all of that being said, what's next for you? What's next for you and or your business before we close out?
Uh, what's next is I add to my resume. Um, going back to school to add a few techniques to my under my belt. Um, I'm already open to working with a small group of people and whatnot, to have a better performance, work out some of the kinks and everything like that, see what works, see what doesn't work, see I can tweak a few things. Um, while I'm still in California, what's next is doing that, moving back home to the east, back to Florida, and yeah, kind of just seeing what tomorrow brings me. Like I do my best to try to live in today, but
Yeah,
obviously be prepared for tomorrow. But I'm a person that I don't like to look too far ahead. So
yeah,
yeah, as of right now, that's it. Yeah, I'm excited.
All right, sounds good. So we like for what we do here on the Carla Talk Show is our guest leaves us with an affirmation or a quote, and then I end with affirmations, and then we are done. So you have an affirmation or a quote that keeps you going.
Well, I say it to you all the time, like just
Yeah.
let me spin my wheels.
Yeah.
You know, that's my shit. Um, Hakuna Matata. Uh, just keep swimming. Like they kind of all mean the same thing. You know,
Yeah.
um, life is gonna throw all different types of curveballs at you and everything like that. But at the end of the day, you know, it's just putting one foot in front of the other and trusting your faith. You know, trusting in all the work that you've done within yourself. That what you do tomorrow plant seed. What you do today plant seeds for a better tomorrow.
All right, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, my loves, thank you so much for watching the Carla Love Talk Show. As always, remember that you are worthy, 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 worthy always. You are worthy of being grounded in yourself. You're worthy of authenticity. You are worthy of self-honesty and self-trust. You are worthy ultimately of unconditional self-care and unconditional self-love. Until next time, my loves. Bye-bye.